Hello, welcome to the third video in the series Modelling Bakewell Station. In this third video, documenting my building of a model of Bakewell Station, we're going to look at how I built my first structure, the signal box. It's not strictly scratch building, as this started life as the Ratio Model 536 Midland signal box, but it required some extensive modification. This is what the kit looks like after the main structure is built. However, whilst it looks fine, it doesn't bear much resemblance to the prototype signal box at Bakewell. As you can see from this film still, the real thing was quite a lot taller, so I needed to modify the kit to bring it closer to the look of the original. Thankfully, the kit is made in such a way that the modifications are relatively painless. The outer panels are separate and can be removed intact to reveal the bare shell underneath. It was then possible to take a sharp knife and cut away the bottom of each window aperture to allow for the exterior panels to be repositioned lower down, thus raising the whole structure. Using photographs of the real box, I worked out that there were 6 extra planks between the top of the windows and the cant rail, which is at the level of the upper floor. So using the planks on the existing panels as a guide, I measured a suitable gap and then replaced the exterior panels at that height. The resulting gaps could then be filled in using pieces of 20 thou plasticard, which were scribed to represent the planking, and the now too short support timbers were extended using 4mm square evergreen rod. I painted it firstly using Humbrol Rail Match Pullman Cream RC416, which I thought was a good match, and Humbrol Rail Match Crimson Lake RC403, but as you can see, the cream had a strange green tinge to it which I wasn't particularly happy about, so I repainted it using Humbrol Rail Match BR Cream RC423, which is a bit warm in colour really, but it can be weathered down with a wash of matte white later. I also had to scratch build a new set of steps, of course, as the ones in the kit were now too short. Having painted the exterior, I added the windows. The interior fittings don't come in the kit, it comes just bare, so I decided to make my own, the first true bit of scratch building after the steps really. As a first step, I painted the interior walls engineer's grey and the floor I painted using artist acrylic burnt umber. I then set to make various items for the interior. First a bench seat, then a stove, a sink and a couple of cupboards. Here's Stan the signalman, who I used to give me the correct scale. The poor fellow appears to have a club foot, and his cupboard doors haven't got any knobs on either, so he's having a bad day obviously. I also wanted to include the lever frame, and I particularly wanted to represent the quite distinctive look of the Midland pattern lever frame used in the original. These differ from most other railways lever frames in that they're sort of pedestal type, and they stand higher than the operating floor of the box. It took a few attempts to produce something which looked something like the real thing, but I eventually managed to build a convincing lever frame using 20 thou plasticard for the framework and a sheet of 10 thou folded and scored to create the top surface. In these photos you can see the method I used to build up the structure. I also cut some levers out of 20 thou card as well. Here's the frame all painted. Finally, I added all the interior fittings in the signal box. You can see that I added a writing desk, a telephone, and the block shelf and instruments. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. I'll leave you with some shots of the finished signal box.